Hi friends, welcome to the Peace and Love podcast. I thought I'd just hit you with a shorter episode today and share something that's been really strong on my mind that I've been using for myself, using with my clients to help them get where they want to be in life and feel freaking amazing doing it. First of all, let me turn on my light. Boom. So I want to jump right in. This week I posted a video on TikTok. It's like the title of the video was, "It's not your negative beliefs." A lot of times we think we have to pile through our old baggage, look at our childhood traumas, dig in the garbage can essentially for our negative beliefs. And I want to tell you, that's not always the case. That's not always what's holding you back. Sometimes it's a lot of other things. And one thing that it probably is you just want it too bad. The problem with having too much desire for something is it actually blocks what you say you want. So sometimes you don't even have to change a belief. It's not your negative beliefs. It's not your past. It's not your subconscious needing reprogramming in the same sense of conditioning for something new. I mean, it is in a way, but just letting go a little bit of the gripping of the desire for something. It's almost like, when someone likes you way too much, maybe you could have been interested in them if they weren't obsessed with you, but when guys do that, it's oh, it's creepy. Your manifestation, it feels like you're creepy right now. Which is a hilarious way of saying it. But don't be that creepy person. Don't be overly obsessed with something. Because honestly, what does that say about somebody who's doing that? It's they don't really care about themselves. They put the thing on a pedestal, put that person on a pedestal. And it never feels safe when someone is needy. You don't like being that needy. So your manifestation, whether it is a person or a place or a object, it doesn't like that either. And that's not the exact reason that it keeps it away, but feel into that dynamic and how icky it feels. So you being in that train of thought is just not going to be attractive, whether it's a person or a thing that you're trying to manifest. And you already know this. For example, I talked about in that TikTok, something that happened last week. It took me a couple hours to realize, oh, I had actually visualized this. Because usually by the time something manifests, you have already forgotten that you intended for it. By the time something manifests, you might realize while going through an old journal or, looking at old pictures or recall something, oh, I actually really wanted this once upon a time. And it's so funny because that's usually how manifestation happens quickly and unconsciously. You send out an intention and you let it go. It's you align to something and then you don't obsess over it. It's kind of like when someone says, hey, can you do this for me? One time is good. You were going to plan on doing it anyways. But then maybe you're about to start doing it and they're like, hey, can you do this for me? And they keep asking, can you do this for me? Can you do this for me? You get irritated. It's kind of that same dynamic, but an even better example is planting a seed, watering it, and then maybe you think it should be sprouting. So you go in and you dig it up and then you put it back in and you keep digging it up and putting it back in. Your plant would never grow like that. You know how to make something grow. You just plant the seed. Maybe it needs a little bit water. Maybe you just plant it and you let the nature take care of it. It doesn't even need water. It rains enough. So what I'm saying is the best and easiest manifestations are the ones that just pop up out of nowhere. We forgot we planted the seed. We weren't worried about, does it need more water on Tuesday? Should I put more water? Should I put less water? Should I do all of this and that and the third? It just grows on its own. And that really taught me a lot about the dynamics of, okay, when we have too much of an obsession and we dig up our seeds, we are doing ourselves such a disservice and putting ourselves so far back in our timelines just by being too attached to something. Like the Buddha said, desire is suffering. And I really wanted to help myself and my clients be more into this dynamic because not only is it more practical and it just works better, but it feels so much better. The panic, the sheer annoyance and terror of having to go to your garden every day and dig up your seeds, get your hands all dirty to check it, and do this for months without any progress is so devastating. I don't know if you've ever been so interested in creating something in your life, or working on your relationship with yourself or with source, or creating something, and you're working at it every single day, and it gets maddening because you just want results like this. And when you can sit back, feel the faith, and also know that you're doing the right steps to get you there. You're doing the right things. Maybe you're checking on it once a week and watering it versus digging it up. You're not stressed out. You feel relaxed about it. You feel confident about what you are doing. You feel that you are tending to your garden in an appropriate way, so that you actually are putting an effort into what you want to do. And then on top of that, you feel confident that I'm doing the right steps. I'm getting there. And you will start to see the little bits of progress, so you don't need to dig it up. That's the whole point of today's episode. And I'm going to share a little bit about, stepping back from desire and stepping into havingness. And the real reason that desire and havingness do not go together, why you want it too bad and that keeps it away, is because the universe is a mirror. It is just a reflection of what you are being. So if you are saying, I desire this, it means I do not have this. If you really, 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 really want something, it's in energetic terms, you do not have it. Your desire implies I lack. And so you're not actually embodying or visualizing having it and being it. You're visualizing and creating the lack of it. And so the more you stack on desire, and it gets confusing because it's like, well, aren't we supposed to make a vision board? Aren't we supposed to visualize things? But if you're visualizing it or creating a image from a lack, it's just going to breed more what? Lack, because like attracts like. And so the more that you're putting attention into wanting something, the more you are keeping it away from yourself. And you can even take it back to boy-girl dynamics. I've already said, it's like when someone is so obsessed with you, it's unattractive and you're not magnetizing anything. So what you want to do, instead of chasing something energetically, you want to attract it, you want to magnetize it. And that starts with a level of neutrality that you probably aren't sitting in right now. Especially if you've had this desire for months or years, the brain has almost patterned itself to worry about it. Like, I'm working with one of my one-on-one clients about money, and at a certain point, you might have an emotional charge, but it's just a patterning over and over. The brain knows every day we worry about this, or another person I'm working with, they're thinking about the same person. I used to think about the same person every single day. And I worked using tools to undo that. But at a certain point, it's like kind of brushing your teeth. Your brain knows, at these times we do these things. And so not only is it an emotional charge, but it's just a pattern that you have to say, this is what's preferred. And what's preferred, if you haven't already figured it out, is not wanting something, but probably being neutral towards it and being in more of a state of havingness. You can do visualization or vision boards or whatever you want to do from the state of having versus a state of lack. But until you go in and decharge some of your desire, you won't be able to do that. So I posted this video on how I manifested something really effortlessly. And I didn't even realize I manifested it until a couple hours later. And someone in the TikTok comment said, how? Valid question, but I'm like, I don't even think I can fit that into a TikTok video. So here's this. And this is something I work a lot with one-on-one. So if you want a lot of deep help with this, so we work at it from the inside out, definitely contact me for one-on-one coaching. But I want to give you all a way that you can kind of loosen the grip on some of the things that you want now. Because the only way that you're going to actually attract these things into your life is by feeling in alignment with them, not the separation by wanting. So what I would want for you is make a list. What are the top things that you want in your life? And it doesn't have to be in order as number one is the biggest thing, but maybe there's a certain body type, a certain partner, a car, a house, finances, whatever you want to put on there. And if I were you, a way of decharging it is how strongly do I want that? Assigning it a number. Some things you might want at a 10. Some things you might want out of 5. Some things you might want at an 8. And it can be helpful to just feel that in your body. Now, that sensation that you feel in your body when I ask, okay, well, how much do I want it on a scale of 1 to 10? That is the sensation that you want to sit with until it is gone. I can't say it simpler than that. If you want to work with me one-on-one, I will walk you through the steps. But this is essentially what every single person is going to teach you who's teaching nervous system healing, self-love coaching, freaking reality creation, any of that. It all goes back to being able to sit with your emotions, being able to sit with it until it is decharged. I can't, it sounds so simple, just sit with the sensation, but I can't simplify it even more than that. That's really going to be your key to freedom. And then sitting with whatever else comes up in your life. So in order to flip that magnet, you have to be able to feel good how you are. It's a state of acceptance. And so what I want you to do is pick out something that you would prefer to focus on. If you already had that, what would you be focusing on instead of that? If you already had the money, what would you be focusing on instead of that? And once you are living from that perspective, your attention is on other things. And so there's a few things that you must do in order to completely decharge this. You're going to have to decharge the desire. You're going to have to decharge the resistance to it. The actual thing that you want. You're going to have to decharge the resistance to not having it. You're going to have to decharge the desire to not having it. It's a multi-complex thing, and that's something I get into with my clients. And actually, if you made it this far in the video, you're obviously attentive, you're obviously caring. I usually only share this with clients, but I think I might post it YouTube unlisted. I'll put a meditation in the description possibly, so look for that. And if you click on there, you'll be able to do this meditation. And if I had my hands on this meditation, I do it for every desire I have. I go through that list until everything is cleared out, and I have my clients repeat their things until it is no longer a charge and they're living in that experience. Because at the end of the day, your goal is to be so identified with something that you don't even want it anymore. Your goal is to be so enjoying the experience that it feels like you already have it. Every manifestation tool is literally a means to that end. It's not to attract something. It's to feel good in the here and now. It's to feel like you already have something, and you cannot attract anything until you get to that state. And sometimes it's like we think we want things, but we're really in the desire, or we're really in fantasy more than a willingness. And so another question you might have to ask you for yourself on the list: am I really willing to have this thing, or is it more of a fantasy? Is it more of a desire? For example, do I really feel like I'm willing to hold $1 million? Well, maybe actually not, because my mom said having money is evil and blah, 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 blah. Am I really willing to have this partner? Well, I don't know. When I think about being in that relationship, a part of me really wants to be single. So a lot of the times we delude ourselves into always wanting what we don't have. It's like that grass is on the greener on the other side thing. It's like we really, really want it, but we don't allow it to unfold subconsciously because it's like there's some type of force. And that's when it gets to negative beliefs and all of that good stuff. But when it bringing it back to the desire, if you're really wanting to let go of your desire for something, you also want to acknowledge, okay, well, at a certain point, am I really willing to experience this, or am I just wanting to be kind of craving this? Because craving is an energy, and it's the same thing with food. You know how you want something sweet? It's not a comfortable feeling always to be craving something, like craving ice cream or craving something. And it's the same type of sensation when you're thinking about something on your list. And the more uncomfortable it is, the more draining that is to your overall energy field. And the same way you're craving an actual item, you can release that craving for food too. Food, sweets might be on your list as well. And so if you do the meditation that I'll put in the link, this will definitely help you get some relief. And I guarantee you'll decharge it very quickly. But what's most important that you know is going back to the manifestation thing. It's not going to happen until you feel that it's already happened. And so you ought to pair letting it go completely with being in the experience of acceptance and really enjoying your life. If you want that dream car, enjoy the car that you have now. Treat your car fantastically. Get used to cleaning your car, parking it perfectly. It's your dream car. If you want that dream partner, get used to feeling comfortable cozying up and considering them in your life. If you want that dream vocation, that dream job, get used to feeling like that person who works it and feeling capable of that. Even enjoy the job that you have now and act as if you have your dream job. Do an amazing job at your job. Don't just think, oh, they don't pay me enough, I'm going to half-ass it. No, really give it your all. And when you are at this acceptance for where you are with an eyesight and a inner maintaining on what you prefer, it's inevitable that it happens. And so what I wish for you is that you feel happy and free no matter what you're doing, no matter where you are. And that's the goal. And that's what all of this is about for me and for you. So if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I wish that you're happy, successful, and free. And let me know if this was helpful to you. Leave a comment, like, share, subscribe. All of that stuff really helps me, and it helps me reach other people who get freedom and relief from this. So thank you. I appreciate you. I love you. And I will catch you next time. Bye.